Hi everyone, and welcome back to Virtual Vanguard, your source for everything One Piece related. Please don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's jump right into the video. Chapter 1097 of One Piece is here, and the Kuma flashback continues, providing us with more insight into the Sorbet Kingdom, Dragon, and the revolutionaries. And in the end, Ginny is suddenly kidnapped. Let's go through the chapter chronologically. Chapter 1097 begins 8 years after the God Valley incident. Kuma has become the pastor of the Sorbet Kingdom. As we saw in the previous chapter, he's using his devil fruit powers to heal the injuries of the townsfolk. While the townspeople express their gratitude, Ginny appears a bit grumpy because everyone constantly relies on Kuma. They even offer financial support, but the townspeople are already struggling to pay the heavenly tribute. The Sorbet Kingdom's king appears to be a tyrant, uncaring about the elderly residents' ability to pay the tribute, and those who can't are captured and left to starve. Kuma remains committed to healing and supporting the townsfolk. During the night, Kuma takes on their injuries in a manner reminiscent of Zoro's sacrifice at the end of the Thriller Bark arc. Ginny takes care of him the next morning. Kuma is visibly weakened and in need of help. He promises Ginny that he'll grow stronger and she shouldn't worry. We learn that Kuma must personally bear the wounds and pain he takes from others. Otherwise, they return to their owner. 5 more years pass in the Sorbet Kingdom. Ginny wants to marry Kuma, but he declines, recalling his father's words. Kuma's mother, though lacking buccaneer blood, was enslaved and murdered by the Tenryubito. Kuma reads about Dragon and his bounty in the newspaper, and he idolizes Dragon as a hero. Another 3 years pass in the Sorbet Kingdom, and we find ourselves in the year of the Ohara genocide. Some people are abducted in the Sorbet Kingdom, and Kuma decides to rescue them. He attacks the kidnappers with an Ursus shock. We learn that the king has divided the Sorbet Kingdom into 2 regions, one with the city and the castle, and another lawless zone where Kuma's church and the village of the elderly reside. The people in the lawless zone seem to be outside the Sorbet Kingdom's jurisdiction. Kuma and his allies are captured by the king's forces. However, their captivity is short-lived as Dragon and Ivankov rescue them from prison, liberating the Sorbet Kingdom from its tyrannical king. Kuma and Ginny join the revolutionaries, and together with Kuma, the revolutionary army is founded. We learn that the revolutionaries still need financial resources, so they work as mercenaries. Dragon trains the members in weapon use. Kuma is surprised by Dragon's knowledge and soon discovers that Dragon used to be in the Marines, but found no justice there. Kuma assures Dragon that he can rely on him, and Dragon reciprocates, saying that Kuma won't regret joining them. The chapter concludes with the passage of another 8 years. During this time, Kuma occasionally visits his hometown because he is worried about his people. We see Ginny as the captain of the Eastern units. Dragon receives a report of Ginny's kidnapping, and the chapter ends. In Chapter 1097 of One Piece, the story gains momentum. In contrast to the previous flashback chapter, which covered only 1 year, this chapter spans 24 years. Kuma's characterization takes center stage. We finally meet the compassionate, kind Kuma that Sabo remembered from the Reverie arc, in stark contrast to the killing machine we saw in the Thriller Bark arc. An intriguing aspect is the way Oda portrays Kuma taking on the pain and suffering of others, reminiscent of Zoro's sacrifice. This deepens the connection between Kuma and Zoro, explaining the respect Kuma holds for Zoro. This chapter depicts Kuma's transformation from a pastor to a prisoner, and ultimately, a revolutionary. However, important aspects of Kuma's life, such as his time as a tyrant and his path to becoming a warlord of the sea, are still unexplored. Kuma's visits to his homeland over the past 8 years may hint at his eventual role as the island's ruler and the abolition of its 2-class system, akin to the actions of the revolutionaries in Goa Kingdom and Great Terminal Land. The question of Kuma's journey to becoming a warlord of the sea remains unanswered. It is possible he was blackmailed by the world government. At the chapter's end, Ginny is kidnapped, and while the culprits are unknown, the world government is a likely suspect. Ginny's fate is expected to have a significant impact on the plot. The latest chapter provides a deep dive into the origin story of the Revolutionary Army and answers the question of why Kuma decided to join their ranks. It's revealed that Kuma was already using his devil fruit powers to effectively remove the suffering from the people, taking it upon himself. After reading this chapter, it's evident that Kuma's sense of honor and moral integrity is on par with the protagonist, Luffy. He places the well-being of his people above all else and acts accordingly. His choice to use his devil fruit abilities to alleviate the pain of others, even at the cost of his own suffering, is a testament to his extraordinary character. This action goes beyond mere words and shows his unwavering dedication to making people happy. In situations where words alone are insufficient, Kuma's actions speak volume. If you enjoyed this chapter as much as I did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more thrilling One Piece insights, and share your thoughts in the comments below. As the world of One Piece continues to unfold, we'll be here to explore it together. Until next time, set sail for the next adventure, and thanks for joining me.